March 20th. (2022). There was a lot going on in my dream. Or when I woke up, I remembered some parts of it. The part that stands out the most is my aunt. My aunt was in my dream. This was an aunt I was kind of close with growing up. She would send me stuff in the mail. And growing up, I learned, she was one of the aunts that I learned from, to do that for my nieces and nephews, to send them stuff in the mail, special treats, like, I would do that a lot for holidays when they were younger. All my nieces and nephews, I'd send them stuff, surprise them. People don't use the mail anymore. So for me, it was like, one, to get them excited about the mail. They could always expect a surprise. And there was an element of like, don't forget about me. Like, I don't have children, so don't forget about me, right? Initially, that's what I wanted to make sure that I was known for my nieces and my nephews, that if they ever needed anything, right, that I was able to provide, that I would be there to support. If not just providing emotional support with whatever choices they made. If they needed a home to run away to, and I had the means to provide, then I could be a place. So this aunt was one of 2 aunts that did that for me, instilled that within me. But then, as you get older, things change, and she had a daughter, and then they had their challenges, and I stepped in to try to help. And so we had a relationship to a certain degree, and then kids were getting older, and there was a part of us that wanted to do, I don't remember, I mean, gosh, it feels like forever ago, but we used to co-host. Like gatherings. We would, for the holidays, we would co-host it, we would organize it, who was doing what for food. I would plan the activities and the games for the family, and just do a lot of like planning, right? Event planning. And there was a lot of people that would show up. And it was fun. Like, everyone at the end of the day had fun, and they loved it. And it was a way for like just to bridge the community, right? Our immediate family, our family, because we have a large family. And there's all these changes that have occurred within our family system that it just, things change, and so we wanted to kind of bring that unity back. And that was always stressful. It was completely stressful because we would take on a lot of the responsibility instead of delegating. I didn't know boundaries very well back then. Felt like I had to do everything. So did she. COVID hit, so that changed everything. And I was grateful for it, really. All of the kids missed it. They would tell me, like, I miss when we would do this. I'm like, I know. So anyways, this particular aunt of mine, I offended her. I'm assuming I did. I don't know. One of the last conversations we had, or text conversation, she reached out asking me to help her with some type of financial choice. And at that time, I had already committed myself to helping somebody else with the same situation And I was waiting to see what was happening with that other situation. So I personally did not feel comfortable taking on this other responsibility with her when I already had something pending with someone else. And those were the limits that I was setting, the boundaries of like, I wish I could help, but I already made a commitment here. And I need to wait and see this through before I can commit. That was just me, right? Setting those boundaries. And then I responded back, remembering, I'm like, wait a minute. My understanding, right, of the situation was that this other person had another resource. And then that was actually even closer than me. So then I was just like, well, why? I'm wondering why, just because that's, we ask. How come you can't go that? Have you tried that route? Is what I said. I think, I don't remember. I never heard back. So I was like, oh, okay. Setting my boundaries, right? This other situation didn't end up going through. Things changed from the point where I had committed to then they let it go. And when that happened, I went back to my aunt. I said, hey, things changed. I can provide you with that support now. Didn't hear back. So I was like, oh, okay. Guess not, right? To each their own. My intuition is telling me that this person expected that I was going to drop everything for them, especially with who it was that I was helping support. So I'm just like, well, that's my intuition, right? That's what my hypothesis is. That's my hypothesis. And so I clearly, this person was offended that I didn't choose them. I didn't choose them. Or was willing to say yes, right? To the degree of like, I'll do anything for people. It's like, no, I'm learning to set boundaries, right? And this was as much as I felt comfortable committing myself to, only to have it backfire. And then when I reached out, there was no like confirmation. At least I don't remember. I don't know if my aunt reached out and said, yeah, don't worry about it, or you got taken care of, thank you. No, I don't remember anything like that. What I did recognize was that anytime we were in the same room after that, which wasn't a lot because it was COVID, the energy shifted. The energy changed. I felt it. And then I think one of these last encounters, my family noticed it. They're like, yeah, she totally shut down when you walked into the room. I'm like, okay, well, that's on her. That's her choice. Like, I don't, they're, and they're like, oh, well, you could apologize. I'm like, apologize for what? For setting boundaries? Like, I set my boundaries of what I was and was not able to do. Why am I going to apologize for setting my boundaries? When I was honest. So anyways, that's the part that I remember in my dream. That we're in front of each, and I'm confronting her about it, and I'm saying, did I offend you with that? Did I offend you with that? In my dream, we talk about it, kind of, because I don't, she seemed uncomfortable that I was bringing it up. She shuts down a lot. That's what happens in people, right? People do that. Confrontations aren't easy for everybody. Some people shut down. I used to do that all the time. But that was the thing that came up for me in my dream. That I remember that stuck with me a little bit. That is all. It's interesting. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it. And I remember my sister-in-law was just like, well, why don't you reach out? I'm like, what am I going to say? I don't feel like I did anything wrong. But I guess I could, right? Apologize if I ever did anything to offend her. Never my intention, right? But I also know how she is, so I'm just like, that woman could hold grudges. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna affect my life. It really isn't. That's how she chooses to live her life. That's her choice. That's her choice, to hold grudges or to feel uncomfortable. Or maybe there's other stuff, I don't know. I mean, I kind of did put myself out there. I mean, this whole like news, that's what's being posted right now is the big news. I was looking at the frequency. It's so funny. People are just so drawn to drama, right? And I noticed that the videos that have the most views are the one where I'm burying myself crying. The ones where there's chisme, right? The gossip. And all the other ones, there isn't a lot. And I'm like, okay, not everybody's listening. It's okay. This morning, I woke up in my bed. I'm like, I'm kind of grateful that no one's listening. Not yet. Not yet, anyways. I'm grateful because I get to like sleep into my bed and no one's bothering me, and I can lay like broccoli if I want to. And I don't have people pulling at me, like, like in my dreams. I am enjoying the peace right now, the calm before the storm. I'm enjoying it. I have my space. I have my time. I have my silence. So, I need to take a shower because my hair is like super greasy. And finish my papers. And try to get as much done. Next week is spring break, so I'm excited about that. I'm gonna try to get as much done this week of stuff that's due in a couple of weeks, so I don't have to worry about it. And take it from there. So, bye. Hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us, in whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience and that you find some type of truth for yourself or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me. So